What up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Hugo Chavez, who died today. And I didn't really know too much about him, so I did a little bit of research on him. And I'm going to just give you kind of like a timeline of who he was and what he did. And, I guess you can leave your opinion about him, if you have one, down in the comment section below. Because like I said, I never really do politics. I actually don't want to do politics on this channel, but I mean, this is a big news statement, because I know that America has been having problems with Venezuela because of Hugo Chavez, and I know that he's dead. Does this raise up a possibility for the U.S. to actually like mend its ties with Venezuela, or like Sexy Phil said, is it going to be like another North Korean thing where all that happens is that the next guy under him just acts just like him? So I don't really know. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. But Hugo Chavez was born in 1954, and in 1992 he tried to actually overthrow the current president at the time by getting together a group of people, or not a group of people, but just a large amount of people, and start this like kind of war with him. But that didn't work out. So what ended up happening is that Hugo Chavez ended up going to prison for 2 years. Now, before he went to prison, he actually told his people, hey, when I get out, there are going to be better days, I promise you. So his campaign that he was doing was geared more towards the poorer community, letting them know, hey man, and when I become president, I'm going to look out for you guys. I'm going to lift you guys up. I want to take, he didn't necessarily say this specifically, but he said his whole plan was to take money from the rich and give it down to the poor. And, that country is not the wealthiest country in the world, so the majority of the people there are poor. So of course, if a poor person in situations like this that can't look up to their leader hears somebody saying this, they're going to be like, man, I'm behind this dude. So in 1997, he built his Fifth Republic movement, and in 1998, he actually decided that he would run for presidency. I mean, when he was announcing it, he was on a podium, he was doing his thing, just like any other president would, or nominee, or whatever you want to call him, would. Just like Obama travels around from state to state, and Mitt Romney went around from state to state, and all they would do is just, if they were in Texas, they would say, I'm against abortion. If they were somewhere where it was cool, they would say, I'm for abortion, just getting the people's votes. So, like I said, he was for the poor people, so he won that vote easily. And in 1999, which is crazy, this dude had so much influence that he convinced his people around him to actually rewrite their constitution, which I think that they should do that at least maybe like once every 10 years or once every 5 years or something like that, because this stuff is so out of date. But then at the same time, if they did that, it would cause a whole bunch of hoopla and yada yada yada. And politics, I don't want to deal with it. So in 2000, he was reelected, and the economy went to crap after that because of the 9/11 attacks, because the oil prices skyrocketed. And that was one of the things that he used he took that money from the oil industries and actually gave it to the people for healthcare and education and stuff like that. And in 2002, there was a big protest. It was like his military versus other military in the country, and the police and stuff like that. Just basically a lot of the people that did not like him, they were protesting him to get him out. And they were successful at getting him out for a couple of days, but then he was just right back in it. He still had power, and he was saying to his people, I'm still here. I still got this. So excuse me. So a lot of people were saying from the United States and other countries that he's a dictator because of the people that he kicks it with, and also at the same time the way he was running the business, or running the company, but yet he was telling the other people that he was a socialist. So I mean, it's like he say, she say, yada yada yada. And in 2009, which is crazy, he was able to get the two-term rule lifted, which is what I think they should really do in America. Because it's like, dude, if you're a good president, and I'm not saying Obama is the greatest president, in fact, I don't like any president, but I'm saying if the majority of the people think you're a good president, then why can't you just keep doing your thing? I mean, if you're a bad president, people aren't going to vote for you. Unless somehow Bush gets reelected. I don't know how that worked, but In 2012, he actually, they had another, what do you call it? A re-election, and more than half of the people actually voted for the other candidate, but he was still president. And then 4 months later after that, he had to let the people know that his cancer had actually came back. He had cancer before, but they keep things under wraps over there. And you know, like I said, 4 months later, he had to let the people know that he had cancer again, and he had to go back to Cuba for his treatment. Now, after his when he died, he had been ruling Venezuela for 13 years, and he died today at 4:25 p.m. Venezuela time, and he died because of his complications with cancer. And we don't, from what I can understand, nobody really knows more than that. They don't know what type of cancer it is because they won't tell us, and you know, it's just very, very closed to the public. You know, they're not giving out that much information right now. I'm pretty sure CNN and all these other people will dig into it, but I'm definitely not going to do any research because I don't care about politics. Nothing good comes out of politics. There's not been one government in the history of governments that has been for the people. All governments fail because they're not for the people. That's my opinion. But what's crazy is that Time magazine named him the most influential man twice, which I'm not sure. You know, there's bad influence, there's good influence, but influence is influence, so I don't know. And again, I don't know if the dude was bad or good. I don't know anything about him except the 5-10 minutes of research that I did just now. But you know, I know things are gonna change and yada yada yada, and this video is way too long. So that's the rundown on Hugo Chavez.